In 2008, a church tried to erase a video from the internet. An internal promotional video of Tom Cruise had just leaked from inside the Church of Scientology, rambling, intense, unhinged. When the video went viral, the church did what powerful institutions do when they're embarrassed. They threatened legal action. But they made one mistake. They didn't understand who they were threatening. To understand Anonymous, you have to go back to a website that most people have never heard of. 4chan. Launched in 2003, 4chan was an image board, a chaotic, anonymous forum where anyone could post anything, with no username, no profile, no identity. You were literally anonymous. Every single poster, the same name. Think about that for a second. A platform where nobody knows who you are. No reputation to protect, no followers to impress, no consequences. What would people do with that freedom? Mostly memes, pranks, crude humor. The early internet's ID unleashed. But somewhere in that chaos, something shifted. A collective emerged, not an organization. There were no leaders, no membership cards, no meetings. Just a shared name, a shared space, and a shared understanding. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us. That phrase wasn't a mission statement. It was a warning. Back to the Church of Scientology. When they issued their takedown demand for the Tom Cruise video in January 2008, they expected compliance. They expected fear. Instead, they got a declaration of war. A video appeared online, robotic voice, masked figure. The message was simple. We are anonymous. Over the years, we have witnessed your abuses of the legal system to silence your critics, your campaigns of misinformation, your suppression of truth, your attacks on the internet itself. These will no longer be tolerated. What followed was called Project Chanology. Anonymous launched coordinated DDoS attacks flooding Scientology's websites with so much traffic they crashed. They organized real-world protests. Thousands of people in masks showed up at Scientology buildings worldwide. It was chaotic. It was messy. It was sometimes cruel. But it proved something. Anonymous could organize. Anonymous could strike. And Anonymous could hurt you. The internet had found its immune system. Or maybe its antibodies. The question was, which one? After Chanology, Anonymous didn't disband. How could it? There was nothing to disband. Instead, it evolved. Splinter groups formed. LulzSec, a crew that hacked Sony Pictures, briefly took down the CIA's public website and hit government systems across the US. There was also Anti-Sec, a movement targeting law enforcement, police departments, and intelligence contractors. LulzSec was different from Anonymous in one important way. They didn't hack for ideology. They hacked because it was funny. They bragged on Twitter in real time, ran a public scoreboard of their attacks, and announced at the start that they would operate for exactly 50 days. Then stop. On day 50, they released a final torrent of stolen data from NATO, AT&T, and Arizona law enforcement, posted a farewell statement, and disappeared. A hacking campaign run like a television season. That nihilism, treating intrusions as entertainment, wrapping chaos in a punchline, infected the wider movement. It blurred the line between activism and performance in a way that made Anonymous harder to take seriously and easier to underestimate. Then there was the PlayStation Network. In April 2011, someone broke into Sony's PSN, the gaming network used by 77 million people worldwide. Names, addresses, credit card data, gone. Sony blamed Anonymous. Anonymous denied it. No charges were ever filed. No attacker was ever identified. The real culprit was never found. But that's what happens when the whole internet starts using your name. Anonymous became the face of every major hack. Whether they did it or not, some operations were righteous, supporting the Arab Spring, attacking dictatorships, protecting protesters in countries where speaking out meant death. In Tunisia, Anonymous helped protesters protect their communications when the government tried to steal activist passwords, building tools to block state surveillance and distributing security guides in Arabic and French. In Egypt, they worked to restore access to censored sites. When the government cut the internet entirely, they faxed critical information into the country. For a moment, Anonymous looked like digital Robin Hoods. But Robin Hood didn't have a dark side, and Anonymous always did. The same structure that let Anonymous fight dictators also let it destroy lives. Because Anonymous had no leadership, there was no accountability. No one to say, this operation goes too far. No one to stop the mob. People were doxxed, personal information, addresses, phone numbers, families, posted online for anyone to use. Some were targeted for real offenses. Others were targeted because someone, somewhere, decided they deserved it. And there was no appeal, no trial, no defense. In 2010, an 11-year-old girl posted a video that caught the wrong corner of the internet's attention. Within days, her home address was posted online, her phone number, threats of violence. Her father appeared on camera, furious, begging the mob to stop. That video became a meme. The mob laughed. The harassment got worse. She had done nothing that warranted any of it. She was 11 years old, and there was no one to call it off. No anonymous leader, no moderator, no vote. Then it escalated further. Swatting emerged from the same culture, making false emergency calls to send armed police to someone's home. Fake shootings, fake hostage situations. The goal was fear. Sometimes people were hurt. The mob had moved from threats on a screen to real-world consequences, and nobody inside Anonymous could stop it. Because there was no one inside Anonymous. This is the paradox of Anonymous. A leaderless collective can't be infiltrated, can't be bought, can't be corrupted at the top. But it also can't be controlled, can't be reasoned with, can't be stopped. In 2015, Anonymous declared war on the Islamic State. After the Charlie Hebdo attack in Paris, Anonymous launched Op ISIS, a campaign to dismantle ISIS's online recruitment machine. They published lists of thousands of suspected ISIS accounts. They flagged propaganda videos. They took down extremist websites. They crowdsourced the hunt, turning anyone with an internet connection into a soldier. And for a while, it worked. Anonymous did what governments struggled to do. They fought ISIS in the spaces where the fight shifted. Not on battlefields, on forums, on Twitter, on Telegram. But the question remained, did it matter? Were they actually disrupting ISIS or just playing whack-a-mole? Accounts came back. Propaganda adapted. The Hydra grew new heads. Here's the thing about being anonymous. You're not. Every post has a fingerprint. Every login leaves a trace, and eventually people get sloppy. Jeremy Hammond broke into Stratfor, a private intelligence firm with government clients, and handed 5 million internal emails to WikiLeaks. He got 10 years. The FBI didn't fight Anonymous with DDoS attacks. They fought it with patience. Hector Monsegur, known as Sabu, was a co-founder of LulzSec and one of the most connected figures in Anonymous. The FBI arrested him in June 2011. The next day, he agreed to cooperate. For the next 10 months, he kept playing Sabu, encouraging operations, staying active in chat rooms, while feeding the FBI everything he knew. He helped the FBI identify and convict 8 of his major co-conspirators. Some went to prison, some cooperated. The circle tightened, and slowly, the myth of anonymity began to crack. So what is Anonymous today? It's not an organization. It never was. There's no website to hack, no server to seize, no leader to arrest. Anonymous is an idea, a template, a mask that anyone can pick up. The Guy Fawkes mask came from a comic, from a movie, from a failed 17th century assassination attempt, and somehow it became the face of digital resistance worldwide. That's the terrifying part. Not that Anonymous exists, but that Anonymous always exists. As long as there's an internet, as long as there's injustice to fight, or people to harass, someone will pick up the mask. The army that doesn't exist. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us. For more content like this, like and subscribe. It is appreciated and helps the channel. More real cyber stories covered here. Stay informed, stay safe.